That's a great show. Like I said, I've been drinking with all of the guys for quite a few. The first comic you're going to see tonight, he might be the youngest one and probably has the softest liver, which we all poke and make sure if he ever dies, we're going to steal it. Hey, he was this year's winner of the Funniest Person in Austin contest, as well as being seen on the last season of Last Comic Standing. Put your hands together for Mr. Doug Mellard.
Oh, I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me! Did you guys think I was going to tell jokes? I'm just going to sing Jay-Z all night. Get ready. I'm serious. I got a birthday. Anybody? Anybody got a birthday? Anybody celebrating anything? Like the holidays, maybe? I don't know. You guys aren't celebrating? It's Ford Truck Month, people. Come on. You have to celebrate Ford Truck Month. It only comes around 12 goddamn times a year. We gotta seize the day. It's not gonna be back till January. Let's get with it. Recently, I thought I'd relive part of my childhood, so I went to a department store and I hid a rack of clothes. You guys remember doing that as a kid? You hide a rack of clothes, wait for somebody to walk by, you jump out, scare them, then your mom beats the shit out of you. That was always a lot of fun. Thought I'd give it a shot, you know, so I got all super excited. Jumped out. Boo! And, oh man, let me tell you, when you're 27 and you do this, you really fucking scare them. Yeah. I gave some lady a heart attack, ran the hell out of Macy's. And the most embarrassing thing was that I forgot to clock out first. It was awful. Bad. Lost my job. And now it's time for another Jay-Z classic. I went home to visit my parents recently. And what was weird is when I went back, I found my old Cub Scout uniform. And sadly, I can still fit in the damn thing. Yeah, for a second I felt actually really cool. I was like, wow, I am the biggest, most badass Cub Scout ever. And then I just realized that I'm a tiny, tiny man. Not that funny. He's a 2 feet tall. I was recently apartment sitting for a neighbor. Actually, let me rephrase that. Here's the deal. I have a key, and she was out of town. And, yeah. And she's got, like, cable and food. It's awesome. I don't know how she does it. I think she has a job or something. It's crazy. And what's cool is when you log onto her computer, all of her IM buddies pop up, you know? So, like, yeah, she's like this 19-year-old cute girl. I'm a 27-year-old comic. I'm not going to let that shit slide, you know? So, like, all of her friends would be like, hey, Mindy, what's going on? What's up? And I'd be like, oh, nothing. Just watching some hardcore porn and eating some pancakes. What's up? It's the new Mindy. It's new. I'm not bragging or anything, but one time when I was 16, I kind of hit this kid with my car. Yeah, it was awesome. Not going to lie. No, it was terrible. I was terrified. I was like paralyzed behind the wheel, just like about to have a nervous breakdown. You know what doesn't help in that situation? When your friend Will is riding shotgun, laughing his ass off, saying, I think you just killed that little guy. Thanks, Will. That's very comforting. What does help, though, is when some 80-year-old lady comes out of nowhere, gives you a big hug, wipes away the tears, and says, don't worry, that little fucker deserved it. That's awesome. Awesome. God bless her. I gotta grow my hair back. This happened, this is a casualty of 100 Proof comedy, by the way. I used to have long, flowing, beautiful hair. And now I have, it looks like a dog with mange. It's weird, it's gross. God, I can't wait to get my Fabio hair back. I worked at a pharmacy once when I was like 15, and in order to get condoms at that pharmacy, you'd have to ask somebody from behind the counter. And in this case, it was me, you know, and it was a lot of fun. Like, I'd mess with people, make them uncomfortable. But I remember at one point, this older gentleman asked me for some prophylactics. And at that time, my sexual vocabulary wasn't that great, you know? Yeah, so I'm like checking my word bank for the closest thing to prophylactics. Closest thing I got, pterodactyls. I was pretty confused. I was like, sir, those things have been extinct for 65 million years. He's like, look, kid, I just need some rubbers. And I was like, whoa, hey, buddy, if you're going to have sex with a pterodactyl, you need to leave. That is against store policy. True story. After I told that joke a few weeks ago, this girl found me on MySpace, and she's like, why is that funny? I've got 1 million friends. I don't know where that came from. Find me, Doug is funny. That's my URL. But here's the deal. I said that. I told, hey, find me on MySpace. I told the crowd that. I just told you guys, but I think that's a mistake. Because then after I told that joke, she's like, I thought you might enjoy this. That's the subject. It's a link. It's 2 pterodactyls having sex with a lady. Yeah. And I did enjoy it. It was hilarious, actually. Quite sexy. Pterodactyls are lovely creatures. There's this story, this Hollywood story about Jim Carrey, like before he made it all big. He wrote a check to his dad for $10 million, right? Knowing that someday he was going to be famous. He was really confident. And since I'm in the, and you know, he told his dad, like, someday you can cash this, you know? And since I'm in the biz, I decided I would write my dad a check for $80 million, because I'm not a big pussy, you know? And I told my dad, Dad, someday you can cash this, because I'm going to rob Jim Carrey. Who here loves Valentine's Day, huh?
Nobody.
That's right. Who here hates Valentine's Day? Yeah. All right, nobody gives a shit about Valentine's Day, I guess. Let me tell you why I hate Valentine's Day. About 3 years ago on Valentine's night, I'm having a nice, quiet evening in with a lady friend, and that same night, I'm with the girl. Her ex-boyfriend decides that he's going to win her heart back. And he decides, being the romantic that he is, that the best way to do this is to get all coked up and then jump through a window and try to murder me. And let me tell you, I think it works. Giving you guys some love tips. She's in the audience. This is awkward. I get $100 a month now for that. Apparently I'm worth $1,000. I don't think I'd be a very good murderer. Let me explain myself. It's not that I don't think I could kill somebody. I just don't think I'd be able to get away with it, you know, because my ADD is awful. Like, let's say, hypothetically speaking, for just a moment, that I kill a family, and now I have to escape, and they have a trampoline, I am screwed. Yeah. Mad. Sweet, they got an Xbox. Why was I here again? Oh, shit. You ever seen somebody from high school that you absolutely hated and they got really fat and you're still totally hot? That is awesome. On the flip side, though, you ever seen somebody from high school that you used to pick on all the time and you hadn't seen them in years and you finally run into them and they're arresting you at Circus Circus for pissing in a trash can? That sucks. It's happened twice. You ever notice whenever somebody says God works in mysterious ways, all they're really saying is, wow, God sure just took a shit on me. You ever dislocated your ankle just to score some Vicodin? Not worth it. But after the show, I will be selling Vicodin. I'm just joking. Wink. I'm talking. Not very good at comforting friends in a time of tragedy. Like this buddy of mine, his grandmother passed away like a few months ago. And all I could think to say to comfort him was, don't worry, buddy. Someday we're going to look back at this and we're going to laugh. We're laughing about it now. I'll have to tell him. Here's a cool hobby of mine. I like to go to the grocery store on a really busy Saturday, drive around forever, till I find that perfect parking space, then I pull in, throw on my reverse lights, and just talk on my cell phone for hours. It's awesome. Really makes some friends. And get the crap kicked out of you. Here's another cool way to make friends at the grocery store. I like to go, and when someone's not looking, I like to just hop in their cart, you know? Yeah. And then when they turn around and look at you like you're crazy, you're like, what? This cart ain't gonna push itself, bitch, let's go! Take me to the pudding! Pudding is comedy gold, people. I got 99 problems. God, that song is stuck in my head.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
Today I was bored at Sears helping a friend find a beanie for her brother. So I just started going around asking all like the 4-year-old kids running around the store, jumping out of clothing racks, you know, and just asking them if they work there. Like, do you work here? Can you help me with I need to buy a Casio watch. Daddy, help! Weird. And then I had my friend carry me around. I was like, I'm gonna pretend to be sick, help me out. And then she carried me around and just yelled out, we need the antidote! That's another fun thing to do. My neighbor's baby attacked a pit bull last night. That was awful. Yeah, it sucks. We're gonna have to put the baby down. It's terrible. That is a wicked mean baby. My parents never had the sex talk with me, which makes me think that when we finally do have it, it's gonna be that much more awkward. Every once in a while, I like to go to STD clinics just so people think I'm getting laid. Is that gross? I can't even tell.
Only in San Francisco.
We hate the queers. I think that's what that meant. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Only in San Francisco. You know a town that I can't stand? And I'm sorry if you're from there, but Temple, Texas. I was driving through Temple and I saw a sign that said, this is Temple, this is beer, Budweiser. But what I'm pretty sure it meant to say was, this is Temple, this is beer. You're gonna need to drink a lot of this shit if you stay here. Budweiser. And I did. Do you guys think all rabbits are Christian or just the Easter Bunny? I think they're Catholic, and that's why they have so many offspring and sometimes feed on their young. I don't know. Sometimes people get mad. They're like, oh, boo. And it's like, what? Would it be any better if I said I think they're Mormon and that's why they wear ties and ride around on bikes? Because that doesn't make any sense. That's just dumb. You know who I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for black men named Tom that have nieces and nephews. That just sucks. Let it sink in. Don't call me that. Call me Uncle T. Anything but that. Anybody here ever woke up all hungover and all your friends are mad at you because you killed your buddy Jake? What's up with that? That is bullshit. I was drunk. Cut me some slack. When I was a kid, my mom had a really strange way of getting me to eat my vegetables. She'd say stuff like, hey, Doug, if you don't eat your peas, the Jolly Green Giant is gonna rape you. It was weird. Yeah. It worked, though. I love peas. I do. If you're a parent, you should try that. It works. I'm still terrified. I had nightmares. Uh-oh. Is it that time? Oh, goodness. It's shot time, everybody! Shot time! Here, cheers to all you lovely people for coming out and supporting 100 Proof. Let's do this. Oh, baby. I gotta take a piss on the tree. I'll be right back. Oh man, now I'm not gonna know what the next 12 jokes were. Get this, nobody ever listens to me. And I don't know if it's because I'm like 2 feet tall or what, but it's kind of unfortunate. Because I'm a really bright guy, you know, I got a lot of intelligent things to say, and since no one will listen, that's why I've been forced to share my wealth of knowledge through the bathroom walls of America. That's right, I'm the dude with the Sharpie. I just think it's important. I think people need to know stuff like Steve eats a dick sandwich, you know what I mean? You guys know Steve, fuck that guy. I was eating at Luby's the other day, and the bathroom graffiti at Luby's is bizarre. Like, I don't understand it at all. I don't know if I'm like not hip anymore or what, but it says stuff like, hip replacement surgery sucks. I miss my teeth. It was weird. I don't understand. I'm a wheel watcher. I'm really excited about this. I had my first book signing like 2 weeks ago in Fort Worth. It was awesome. And you know who wasn't excited about it? Barnes & Noble. Because apparently you're not supposed to just go around signing books. That is bad. It can get you arrested. Oh, here's a fun thing to do at weddings. And I've got one coming up January 6th. My buddy, I'm going to fuck with him. I like to go to weddings dressed up in a bride's gown, you know? Kind of steals the thunder of the bride on her big day. Especially if your dress is like way prettier, you know? Yeah. And I got good taste. Not nearly as fun as going to a funeral dressed up as the Grim Reaper. That's awesome. Keep people on their toes. Who's next? Duck, duck, goose, bitches. Let's go. First time I got a text message, I was totally confused because I've never been technologically advanced, you know? And like, at the time, I didn't even know texting existed. And so, I didn't have any numbers programmed into my phone, you know? So I get this text message from just some random number that just says help. So yeah, I'm like looking at my phone, I'm like, what the hell? My phone needs help. What do I do? So I just told it wasn't fat. Cuddled up with it. A lot of comedians talk about the differences between black people and white people. But what's weird is that one thing that they don't talk about is what we all have in common. That we don't want to hear those fucking jokes anymore. I think that was more for the comics in the back of the room that didn't even give me love. Thanks a lot. I've been dying to tell that joke all week, and you know what? I'm not going to be dying to tell it the rest of the weekend. All right, I got a couple more. I got to get out of here. I do have a CD for sale. It's only $5. Come talk to me after the show. Get some Viking and it'll be sweet. Take a shot. My phone's vibrating in my pocket. You know what that is? It's my ex-girlfriend trying to argue with me over text messaging. That is the worst possible thing ever. Are you seeing someone else? Who cares? I broke up with you 6 months ago. If I could go back in time, I would go to the set of Back to the Future in a DeLorean and tell Michael J. Fox that he has Parkinson's. What? Seriously? I would go to all that trouble to build a time machine, get a flux capacitor that during the holidays is so fucking hard to find, and you guys would just leave them there, not give them the heads up? Shame on you. It's awful. I had a friend that for the longest time was convinced he was the Incredible Hulk. Because every time we get drunk and he'd hang out and like he'd pass out, I'd take his shirt off, throw these purple torn up pants on him, leave him out in the middle of nowhere. It was awesome. He'd always wake up the next morning hungover and confused. Dude, what happened last night? I don't know. You just got pissed off and left the party. Yeah, he said something like, you don't want to see me when I'm angry. And you were gone. It was weird. Sometimes he called really worried. He's like, did I do it again last night? Was anyone hurt? Damn you, gamma rays. I had another friend that was in Iraq, not vacationing or anything. Yeah, he's in the military, and he sent me these letters that I didn't know how to respond to, you know, because I've never been shot at before, and I don't want to write back like, oh man, that sucks. I just got high and ate a Hot Pocket yesterday, you know? That doesn't help. So I found out the best thing to do in that situation is just lie your ass off. So like the last letter I wrote to him was like, Dear Mitch, I got shot at yesterday too. Yeah, these terrorists took over the Nakatomi building, and it was up to me to save the day. And it was difficult because I was barefoot and there was glass everywhere. And the only contact I had with the outside world was the dad from Family Matters. Man, that guy loves Twinkies. P.S. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. He wrote back, "Dear Doug, I saw Die Hard with you in the 6th grade, you dick." Any fans of Highlights magazine? Anybody? You guys like the Highlights? Come on, pot smokers, where are you at? You know you read it. I love that magazine. That magazine is highly educational and fun to read. But I was reading it at the dentist's office the other day, and I couldn't get past the front cover. Because the front cover said, how many things are wrong with this picture? How about everything? I don't know. It's a bunch of beavers wearing flannel doing construction. Yeah, I know. Clearly some sort of hidden lesbian agenda. It was weird. That's all my time. You guys get ready for a great show. Under Poof. Peace and I'm out.
Despite the fact that he was out till 7 in the morning drinking this morning. Give him a round of applause. Isn't he adorable? Really, in that $5 for the CD, he'll go home and have sex with you. So yeah, I think it's well worth it. How about that, huh?
Anybody I wanted to?
2. He'll 2 nights? What, $10? Sure. Why not?